Hello dear viewers, my name is Dr. Mohmad Pandit, Assistant Professor at the English Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today in this video lecture, I will deliberate on the topic Principles and Significance of Writing Sequence. Here in this video lecture, we will talk about different principles of writing sequence, and after that we will take a significance of writing sequence. Here the outcome of this lecture will be students will be familiar with the meaning of writing. Here after this video lecture, students will come to know what's writing, what are the different writing skills. And the second important point is students will be able to learn the importance of writing skills. Here students will come to know how important is writing skills. And the third one is students will be able to learn the uses of writing in different aspects. How we maintain or how we adopt different writing skills in different situations. Now, let us start with the first slide, that is introduction. Here, this introduction, I would like to introduce some important writers, scholars, and what's their opinion regarding this writing skills. The first one is Albert Camus. Albert Camus is a famous scholar, a novelist, and in fact an essayist also. He is often considered as father of absurdism. And he has wrote the most seminal essay, that is Myth of Sisyphus. What Albert Camus says about writing, I quote, "The purpose of a writer is to keep civilization from destroying itself." It means with the art of writing, we can keep civilization alive. Not only we can keep civilization alive, in fact we can thrive it, we can make it flourish if we know the art of writing. That's why writer says the purpose of a writer is to keep civilization from destroying itself. As you know that writing has a very, you can say, the positive edge of permanence. Whatever we speak, our every word vapors in thin air or disappears in thin air. But that's not the case with writing. Writing has a benefit of permanence. When we write something, it remains forever. In fact, we can transmit our information, knowledge to our new generation if we know the art of writing. That's why Albert Camus says that writing keeps our civilization alive, or a civilization will remain alive if you know the art of writing. Because through writing you can transmit, you can transfer, or you can communicate your tradition, your culture to the next generation. That's why this writing is very important. The second one, it's given by the Lawrence Stern. Lawrence Stern says that writing, when properly managed, is but a different name for conversation. Here, according to Lawrence, this writing, if it is properly managed, That means if we master the art of writing, then this writing will be a sort of conversation. When you write, if you know the art of writing, if you know how to write, what are the different rules of writing, then it is a sort of conversation. It becomes so interesting that the reader finds a bond with the writer. That's why Lawrence says that writing, when properly managed, is but a different name for conversation. And the last but not the least, it's by Martin Luther. If you want to change the world, pick up your pen and write. Now look at these three definitions. And these three definitions talk about three different aspects of writing. The first is that with the art of writing, you can prevent your civilization from destroying. Or you can transmit your civilization, your culture, your traditions to the next generation if you know the art of writing. And if the sort of writing, if it is mastered, then it is a sort of conversation. It's a conversation between the reader and the writer. And the last one, if you want to change the world, pick up your pen and write. Yes, by writing we can change the world. As I told you that this writing has an edge of permanence. It's something which remains permanent. For example, when we talk, how impressive our talk might be. Our each and every word disappears in thin air. But that's not case with the writing. Writing has a sense of permanence. It's something which remains permanent. It's something which we can transmit from to the next generation. That's why the writing here, all these three definitions, they talk about the very importance, the very significance of writing skills. Now, before we move further, let me tell you what's writing skill. Now, this writing is the physical expression of what we think. Here it's very important to understand, writing is the physical expression of what we think. It means there is a close relationship between writing and thinking. Or there is a close affinity between the writing and thinking. Or in other words, we can say that this writing and thinking, they are interrelated to each other. That's why the close relationship between writing and thinking makes writing valuable. In fact, before we write anything, we think, we ponder on that thing. Then we put our thinking or our ideas on a paper or in the shape of written words. That's why this writing actually, it's a physical expression of what we think. We take a pen and then we put some symbols and signs on a paper. And these signs and symbols, they are the physical expression of our thinking. That's why there's a close relation, there's a close affinity between the writing and thinking. Or, as Dan Pick says, that writing is an act of discovery. What you think and what you believe. That's why this writing, it's an act of discovery. Here, a writer, through the process of writing, identifies himself. In fact, he jots down whatever he thinks or whatever he believes. That's why there's a close affinity or there's a close relationship between writing and thinking. Or you can say that it provides the writer time to look at as well as reflect upon thoughts, ideas, feelings and experiences. This writing skill, it is different from the speaking skill or the listening skill. Because here, a writer gets ample time to ponder over things. Or here the writer takes ample time to reflect upon his thoughts, ideas, feelings or experience before putting them on the paper. That's why this writing, it's often said that this writing is a very complex but at the same time a superior skill. In fact, Francis Bacon, one of the most famous Elizabethan essayists, says that this writing makes the man perfect. Because here the writing, it gives an opportunity to a writer to ponder over things before putting before putting those things onto the paper. That's why, as I told you, it's something that that's more valuable. That's more valuable because here the author takes ample time to put his beliefs, thoughts, or feelings onto paper, and there is a degree of permanence about this writing. That's not case with the speaking. When we speak, our every word, it disappears in thin air. But the writing is something which remains permanent. That's why there's a degree of permanence with writing. And here, what's this, the technical definition of the writing? Actually, writing is the process of transforming one's ideas, concepts or information into graphic symbols of language by using correct words and sentence patterns. Again, this writing, it's a process. That means it follows certain procedures, certain steps. And in this process, a writer, he puts down or he writes or he puts his ideas, thoughts, information on a paper with the help of certain signs or certain graphic symbols. That's why we say writing is a process of transforming one's ideas. That means through the process of writing, a writer actually transforms one's ideas, concepts, information into graphic symbols of any language by using correct words or sentence patterns. And here in this writing skills, a writer reinforces the grammatical structures, idioms and vocabulary. That means the writer, he takes care of grammatical structures of a language while writing, or he takes care of idioms and vocabulary before writing. And this writing, it involves using appropriate language, tone and style to communicate the intended message. These three things are very important. This writing skill, it involves the use of appropriate language, or you can say the tone, or you can say the style to communicate the intended message. And these three elements, that is the content, of the text or the style or the structure. These are very important for any writer. And the first is the content. What a writer is writing, that's the content. One must be sure about the content, or the writer must be sure about the content. And the second is the style. In which style he or she is writing. The style is very important. And the last one is the structure. That means the way a writer puts his ideas, or the writer structures his ideas. Therefore, these three components, they are very important for any writer. The first is the content. Before writing, a writer must be aware about the content. That means the subject matter, what he is writing. And the second point is the style. In which style he or she is writing, or that means the writer is writing. And the last one is the structure. The way he structures his ideas or thoughts. And now the next one is the principles of good writing. These are the main principles of good writing. If you want to be a good writer, you need to follow these points. The first one is the purpose, and the second one is the lucid diction. Third one is be objective, and the next one is the structure, choice of words, punctuation, grammatically correct. Well, now we will take these points one by one. The purpose. The first and the foremost thing for a writer is he must know the purpose of writing. That's why, first of all, you must know why you are writing. If you have a purpose for writing, then your writing process will be interesting. Otherwise, it will be boring. Otherwise, you will find it very hard, very difficult to complete your writing process. Therefore, one need to have a purpose. And this purpose is very important. The second is the writing process. It's like a building. And on the skeleton of purpose, the building is constructed. This is very important. And this writing skeleton is just like a building. And on the skeleton of purpose, the building is constructed. That means the first and the foremost thing is that the writer should have a purpose. Then he can transfer, or then he can print or transfer his ideas, thoughts on a paper. The first and the foremost thing is that he should have a purpose of writing. And this purpose can be money. They can, like here, there are many purposes of writing. For example, to convey good or bad news, to convey some information, or to educate someone about any issue like environment, climate change, or simply to encourage. Therefore, we might have different purpose. Before we sit to write anything, we need to have a purpose. Until and unless we don't have a purpose, we can't be a good writer. Because this purpose, it sets goal for our writing. Here, this purpose, it makes us cautious what we are writing and for what we are writing. Therefore, the purpose is very important. And the next one is the lucid diction. We should use a very simple language while writing, mainly when we are talking about professional writing. In professional writing, our language must be lucid, it must be clear, it must be simple. That means the use of short words you would use in conversation. For any good professional writing, our sentences must be short, our sentences must be clear, our sentences must be lucid. In fact, don't use, for example, cliches or figures of speech or worn out phrases. In professional writing, one should not use figures of speech like metaphors, similes, personification, hyperbole, conceit, etc. Here one need to be brief, clear, to the point. Here avoid ambiguous words or ambiguous terms or worn out phrases. That's why our language it must be accessible to everyone. For example, you are writing an email. It's not good to use figures of speech in that email, like, or for that matter, poetic devices, poetic techniques like metaphor, similes, personification, hyperbole, conceit, etc. No, your sentences must be short, simple, lucid, clear, without any ambiguity. Don't use complex structures, because the main purpose of an email is to convey a message, and that you can convey without using the verbose or without using the difficult language. Therefore, the language must be simple. The next one is avoid complex sentence. Write in short sentences so that your readers can get the basics or the cracks of your writing. As I told you, in professional writing, we need to write in short sentences. We need to avoid complex sentences. In fact, our sentences must be brief, to the point, clear, lucid. Because in professional communication, our main idea is to convey a message. Yes, we can convey a message without using the verbose. There's no need to write, there's no need to use verbose or difficult words for language. Use simple language so as to convey your ideas. The next one is be objective. Be objective means you must be unbiased, or you can provide information, or you can present information objective. That means one should adopt objective approach while writing, because this professional writing, it demands subjectivity. Here we should not be subjective. When we turn into a subjective, it seems that as if we are biased. To remain unbiased, one need to maintain objectivity of writing. That's why while writing, you need to be very objective, unbiased. Avoid subjective approach. And the next one is your conclusion should arise logically from the information present and be based on the facts and evidences you have collected rather than your own opinions or what you would like to happen. Now here, whatever we write, it should be based on data, facts, logic. Here we can't write anything that's arbitrary. Whatever we write, it should be justified with the data, it should be justified with the reason, logic or facts. That's why this professional communication, or for that matter professional writing, it demands the facts, it demands the figures, and these facts and figures They're very important for any professional writing. That's why here our every word must be in collaboration with the logic. That means it should follow a logic. Or our information, it must be based on facts, it must be based on evidence, it must be based on data. That's why one need to be very objective while writing. Mainly when we are writing professional writing. Professional writing demands objectivity. It demands objectivity. That means we need to remain unbiased. We need to present facts or we need to present information based on the data. And the next one is the structure. Writing must have a clear structure. When we talk about the structure, it means that every written piece must have a beginning, middle, and end. Whatever you are writing, for example, if you are writing an email, or for that matter, if you are writing a letter or any paragraph, it must have a beginning, then middle, and end. It should appear as holistic. It should not appear as a part. It must appear as organic, holistic, complete in itself. That's why we should follow a structure. And the structure has, it's for every piece of writing. It has a beginning, clear beginning, then it has a middle and an end. And next point is, it's more challenging to understand the chain of thoughts in written communication than when it is expressed verbally. Now here, we should express our thoughts in such a manner that our mind or the reader's mind should follow our ideas and thoughts clearly. It's only possible if our writing is well structured. If it is an organic whole, not as a part, if it has a proper beginning, proper middle, and proper end. And the next one is the choice of words. The words that you use determine your style. When we talk about the words or the use of words or the choice of words, in professional writing, our words must be simple. Our words must be lucid, clear. Or the words without any ambiguity. There should be no pun or there should be no ambiguity in the words. That's why the choice of words is very important. For example, as S.T. Coleridge puts it, that poetry is the best order of best words, while as the prose is the loose sally of mind. When we see the loose sally of mind here, in prose writing, we can use any word. But that word must be clear. There should be no pun on that word. Or that word should not carry double meanings. Or that word should not be ambiguous. It must be clear. It must be direct. That's why the choice of words is important when we talk about professional writing. Here, your writing should be easy, based on simple words, so that your reader get the main point. Words can convey positive, negative, strong or weak message depending on what you choose to express yourself. Now here the choice of words is very important. Yes, of course, for example, in literature, we can use verbose. As Corey says that poetry is the best or best words. But in professional writing, our words must be simple. Our words must be commonplace words or clear words. There's no need to use verbose. There's no need to use difficult words. Because the main purpose of your writing is to convey a message. Therefore, if you want to convey a message clearly, you can make use of simple words. And the next one is punctuation. Punctuation is very important for every write, because at times the wrong punctuation mark, it can change the sense or the meaning of a whole sentence. For example, when we write like this, Ram comes here. Now look at this sentence. Here we have the subject Ram, then we have the comes verb in first form, and this is simple present tense. And if I write like this, Ram, come here. In first sentence, Ram as a third person singular, verb must have s or es. That's why we write comes. And in second sentence, I wrote Ram, come here. Again, this is verb in first form. This second sentence, it is wrong until we put comma after Ram. Here the comma, it shows the pause. Here we call it nominative addressee. Here the exact subject of verb comes is not Ram, it's you, second person, you come here. But we don't pronounce you because it's a nominative addressee, because the address is in front of us. That's why we don't say Ram, you come here. We say Ram, come here. Now the punctuation is important. Punctuation mark, in fact, sometimes it can change the meaning of a sentence. If you put the wrong punctuation mark, it can mar the very meaning of a sentence. That's why the punctuation is very important for every writing sequence. And the next one is the grammatically correct. While writing, one needs to avoid grammatical mistakes. Grammar is very important. In writing, grammar has a larger effect. If you write grammatically correct, and the readers will understand the context easily. Therefore, the grammar is very important, because grammar helps us to understand the context of the message. If your grammar is correct, then the reader can understand the context of your message. Therefore, for every writing, grammar is very important. Now, the next one is the significance of writing skills. This writing skills, it boosts career prospects. As strong writing skills are highly valued in the workplace. If you have a good writing skills, surely it will boost your career prospect. That's why we often say the writing skill is important, because it can boost or it can enhance your career prospects. And in every workplace, this writing skill is always valued. Therefore, one needs to work on this writing skills. And the next one is enhance clarity in business communication, ensuring that ideas and proposals are effectively present. Good writing skills can enhance clarity in business communication. If you have a good writing skills, these good writing skills can enhance any business communication, or this good writing skill can enhance clarity in any business communication. And the more you are clear in your writing, surely there will be more communication. And ultimately, your ideas and the proposals can be effectively present if you have this writing skills. Next is, writing is a primary basis upon which one's learning and intellect will be judged. Now it is the writing skills that determines one's intellectuality, or that determines one's ability in any workplace. That's why writing is the primary basis upon which one's learning and intellect will be judged. Next one is, this writing skill enhances critical thinking and the problem solving skills in academic and professional settings. This writing significance of this writing skill is that it enhances critical thinking. That's why I told you in the beginning that there's a close affinity, or there's a close relationship between the writing and thinking. And this writing, it will enhance your critical thinking. The more you write, the more you think, and the more you write, more you think critical. And it will ultimately develop the problem solving skills in you. That's why the writing is very important in any academic or professional settings. And the next one is, enables individuals to convey complex ideas and information in an accessible manner. If you have a great writing skills, these writing skills, with the help of these writing skills, you can convey complex ideas, you can convey complex thoughts or information, that too in a very accessible manner. That too very lucidly, clearly. Therefore, that's why we say that it enables individuals to convey complex ideas and information in an accessible manner. Next one is, improves the ability to persuade and influence others in professional settings. And this writing skill, it improves one's ability to persuade and influence others in any professional setting or in any workplace. Therefore, if you have a great writing skills, surely it will help you to persuade and influence others. The next one is, facilitate collaboration and teamwork by promoting clear and concise communication among colleagues. This writing skill, it facilitates collaboration and teamwork. For example, if you have a good writing skills, your writing skills can facilitate collaboration or teamwork among your staff members, for that matter, in any workplace or in any work scenario. Here, that's why we say facilitates collaboration and teamwork by promoting clear and concise communication among colleagues. Here, if you have great writing skills, and these great writing skills can help you in developing collaboration and among the team members, that too by conveying or promoting clear and concise communication among colleagues. The next one is develops the ability to adapt writing style for various audience and purposes. Increase versatility and marketability. Now, if you have a great writing skills, and this great writing skill, it will develop ability to adopt different styles and that suit different occasions. For example, when we write, we have different formats of writing, like we write letter writing, email writing, memos, notes writing. These are different formats, or report writing or paragraph writing. They are different formats. Therefore, if you are a good writer and you are supposed to write in different formats, naturally this writing, it will increase your versatility. It will make you versatile, and surely it will develop your marketability. That's why you will become very famous, or for that matter, you will become very valuable in a marketplace. That's why it develops the ability to adopt a writing style for various audiences and purposes, increases versatility and marketability. The next one is increases credibility and authority in academic research and publication. If you are a great writer, surely it will develop your credibility in the field of research or in the field of publications. That's why this writing skill is very important. If you have a good writing skill, surely you will publish more and more, and ultimately it will increase, or it will develop your credibility in any academic research. The next one is help us avoid costly mistakes and misunderstandings due to the grammatical errors or unclear writing. This writing skill, it helps one to avoid mistakes. When we say the costly mistakes that will be very costly in any business. And this writing skill, it will help you to avoid these costly mistakes or misunderstandings due to the grammatical errors or unclear writing. Therefore, when one starts to write, or when one masters the art of writing, surely in due time he overcomes these grammatical errors or this unclear writing. The next one is reflects positively on a company's image when employees accept excellent writing skills. Now this writing skill, if you have a good writing skill, surely it will reflect a good company's image or the institution in which you are working. Reflects positively on company's image when employees exhibit excellent writing skills. These excellent writing skills, it in fact it projects the company or the industry you are working in. That is, it gives a good image of your company if you have a good writing skill or skills. Facilitates the creation of high quality technical documents, increasing user satisfaction and comprehension. This writing skill, it facilitates creation of high quality technical documents. If you have a good writing skill, and this good writing skill will help you to develop great or the high quality technical documents, increasing user satisfaction and comprehension if you are a good writer. These are the difference which you can consult for further reading. It was all about the writing. It was all about the writing and the principles and significance of writing skills. We will meet in next video with another topic. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.
like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.